Hello and welcome to Badminton Europe's podcast. I'm Mark Phelan once again, and joining me today I have Raphael Sachetat. Raphael, thank you for joining us.
Thank you.
Founder of Solibad and of course media guru within the badminton greater community. But we're here specifically to talk about Solibad, and you know, it's been around a few years now. I think you had the grand opening here, was it in 2010?
Yes,
if I remember.
Yes,
but
you were there.
If we can go back and talk about the origins. When did the idea come about, and why?
I think originally, coming back from a background of humanitarian work, I was working in Amnesty International before being involved with badminton. I had in the back of my mind that I wanted to get back to it at some point. And of course, I was, as I say, kidnapped by badminton for a few years, which was great. But then I felt like there was a space for charity in the badminton business. So we talked about it with some players. Pi Hongyan, who was a very good friend at the time, and she pushed towards it. And other players were very happy to be able to do something because in their daily lives they had no opportunity to help and to give back. So we figured, why not try to do something? And then, we looked for a logo, a name, and that was it. It was, almost 10 years ago now. Yeah.
Humble beginnings, and I assume with every new project comes a vast amount of work. And did the charity struggle at the start, to get the perception out there? Did people, take it serious?
Yeah. Well, we had no idea how much work it would involve, to be honest. We thought we would just try to do something small and humble, but then very early on, all the top players were joining us. Some of them were actually asking, can we be part of this? So that made that little idea quite big in terms of promotion, not in terms of finances or human resources, but the fact that we had these big names coming into the charity, everybody was talking about it. So we had no choice than adapt to this. And it was fantastic because all of a sudden all the doors were open. A lot of people were contacting us to start project already when we were just starting, which was challenging, which was fun. It was a bit scary too because we had no idea how we were going to do it. But then we decided to go step by step, find just one project first and then another one, and then so we were able to do that, in a quiet pace, and I think that worked well.
What was the first project?
First project was in Haiti, actually, in 2010, and it was such an eye-opener for everybody involved. I went on site just after the earthquake with Kave Merabi and another couple of guys, and then we were there in the camps. There was nothing. The kids were in big tents from the United Nations, big white tents in the middle of nowhere, and they had no schools, nothing to do, basically. So we joined this program together with the United Nations, and we brought badminton rackets and shuttlecocks and nets, and then we went and played with the kids. And of course, when I talked about it to the people around me, at first they say, why would you go to Haiti with badminton rackets? They need food, they need school, they don't need to play sports. But I found out when I arrived on site that this is what they were looking for every day. Because they were doing nothing, the time that they went to play badminton was their present of the day.
Yeah, okay.
And it made a difference at that time.
Did it make them smile? Did you see
it was
that
amazing.
transition?
Yes, of course. They were smiling already when they were coming to play, and they didn't want to leave the badminton court. So it's a sign that it was making a difference. So it's all started there, and we realized there that with a racket, with a shuttlecock, we can make a difference in some kids' life. Of course, then some programs were different and were not badminton programs after this. But this start was the best one because we knew it would work.
I remember some years ago, and something that really brought Solibad to the global audience was your very first big flash mob, where you had all these flash mobs and people getting on board and jumping on board all around the world and sending you the videos. Was that a big thing for you at that time, and any thoughts about doing that type of thing again?
Yes, we are right on spot because this is the Solibad Day theme this year again. Like you said, in 2011, we wanted to do something that brings everybody together from the badminton community. So we had different ideas, and then we figured okay, dancing, music, sport all goes well together, and it's easy to do a flash mob, and it was very trendy at the time. So yeah, we launched the idea. I think it was in the middle of the night. I just, through my Facebook friends, I said, what if we do this? And then some top players said, it's a great idea, let's try to do that. And the first year we had 110 cities all around the world, and images from people playing badminton and doing the flash mob in front of the biggest monuments. And it was, we felt like we were part of something really big, and not only involving the few people within the board or the few ambassadors. It was something that was picked up by everyone, and it felt really nice.
How important has a new media been in terms of getting that message out there? You mentioned Facebook, without contacting your Facebook friends and getting this message out there, would that flash mob have happened?
No, not at all. No, that's it. If it wasn't for social media, I think we wouldn't exist as we do now, because it's so easy to spread the word, and with players that have such big accounts and reach out to so many fans. This is the only channel we have, because we're not professionals of marketing work or even humanitarian work. I mean, this is not my job. I do this because together with the board we believe that we make a difference, but it's not our competence. So the social network, social media are the key to this success.
You're working with all the top players as far as I can see. Well, they're working with you. They've jumped on board and they've embraced the idea. And you've got major global stars such as Carolina, Marin and others on board. And just the other night I saw Carolina posting a video about a new project where she's giving, I think, 1% of her earnings to Solibad. Yes. Tell me the thoughts around that, the idea behind it, and how that's going to work.
It all started with Hans Christian Wittinges, who's one of the greatest ambassadors. He's a great human being and a great athlete, of course. But I think 2 years ago he said, I want to do more, of course. I want to promote the foundation, but I'm also able to give a little bit of money. So we thought of a campaign or a scheme that we can start, and we came up with this idea of 1% for the top players to give 1% of their prize money. And he said, 1% is not much. It's really not much for us. And then when you add all the 1% of the top players or even regular people, then it starts building up, and it makes a huge difference to the programs. So we decided to launch it this year, and very early on some top players said, it's great, because they're a bit frustrated. They can't do so much. They can't do so much promotion because they're so busy. So giving a little bit of their prize money is not much. So we had Carolina, Marin, very early, Debbie Susanto, Gracia Poli, Yuang Yakchong from China, Chang Yena from Korea, of course Hans Christian Wittinges as well, Luca Raber from Austria. And then other people are wondering what is it about, and so it's and everybody can do it. I will do it on my salary as a photographer, because I should show the way. And it's what is it? 1%. It's once a month you don't go to the restaurant or you don't go to the movies. That's it. I know that's not such a big effort, but 1%, these euros that we're not spending in the restaurant, when you see what it does on site, and I've been there, so I know, you say, let's do it. Okay.
The projects, the money is going to, there's been a number over the year. You mentioned the first one in Haiti. What are the real active ones now, and what are the ones that are making a difference?
Well, we hope all of them are making a difference, but the real big ones now are mainly Indonesia. We have somebody fantastic on site that's running a program, and she's been running it before we came on board, which means that she's not taking advantage, or their foundation on site is not taking advantage of us to do something. They were already doing it, and it's called Bintang Kidul. It's the stars in Bahasa, and what they do in different parts of Indonesia, they help children with very, very little means to do something. It's not only badminton. We have a strong badminton program, but it's also about education, about tolerance, about doing something else than going to school. Some of the kids, especially in the outskirts of Jakarta, they don't go to school. They are garbage kids. They live in a big garbage dump. The village is in the garbage dump, and what they do is collect garbage all day long. So we built a program, a badminton program for them there. It's 5 minutes walk. There's a tiny badminton hall, and then they go there a few times a week, and they train really hard. And now we have about 10 teams all around Indonesia. We call it the ultimates. So it's the kids who are the best ones and who really want to train and focus. And some of them are brilliant. They're really, really good. But they would have no opportunity to be, joining PBS because where they come from, there's no money. They can't even have shoes. So I think this is making a difference to their lives.
Cool. And many of us also know you as a media guy within the badminton circles, photographer, journalist, etc. How do you mix both, for a start, and then how do you differentiate between one and the other? Is that a difficult thing?
It's very difficult. Yeah. It's very linked, of course, because if we started Solibad, it's also because I was able to travel to all these places, and of course all the ambassadors have joined Solibad because I've built a relationship with them, knowing them since they were juniors. So it's, being a reporter, making interviews and taking photos of them, it makes, a special bond towards them and the badminton community in general. So I think, Solibad would have struggled if it wasn't for me going around and meeting all these people. So, and it's difficult to differentiate the two sometimes. I know that my work is to sometimes write report, but mainly take photos. But I always have in the back of my pocket some laces or Solibad stickers, and then I take the opportunity also to promote the foundation.
How do people make a difference? Anyone that may watch this, what can they do? How can they find out about Solibad? How can they donate? And how can they continue to make a difference and help?
There are many ways that people can help. As a club member, you can have your club sign the charter, what we call the Solibad Charter, and what they do is go online, read the little paragraph that we've written on the page, and say, we as a club, we want to promote the foundation, and we want to make sure that our kids know they're lucky to play badminton as a leisure sport. So that's one educational thing that is important. As an individual, you can come and help. Just be a volunteer for Solibad. Spread the word, and there are many things that need to be done in that. So you don't need to give money in order to help. There are many ways that you can help. Yeah. And of course, the donation is, is the heart of the matter is the money, because this is what makes a difference. So that new campaign that we're launching, the 1% for Solibad, it's true for everyone. Anybody can say, I'm going to give 1% of my yearly salary or my yearly income for something. That's easy. They just need to fill a form online. It's on solibad.net. And then we'll just get back to them, give them the details, and that's it's very easy. It's secure. They can go online and pay with a credit card, and they can also make a one-time donation if they feel like there's one program that they're really, they feel should be helped. Then they can just go online and donate for this.
Something also that's quite new. I'm not sure if you know it. There's now a new feature on Facebook with a donate button.
Yes.
Maybe that's something that you've done or have not done but are about to do. Raphael, we'll wrap it up at this stage. Thanks again for joining us. Make sure you go to solibad.net for all the information that you need. And as a badminton lover, because that's what you are when you're watching this, you will know Raphael's photographs from Badminton Photo globally. So keep enjoying those. Raphael, thank you for joining me. At this point, I would like to point you to our social media channels. Don't forget, follow us on YouTube by clicking the subscribe button. Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, of course, and all our podcasts are now available on iTunes, so you can get all the information on all our podcasts via iTunes. Raphael, thanks again.
Thank you.
And until next time, goodbye.